Hello, welcome to my South Park Stick of Truth any percent tutorial. This is where I will be explaining the more intricate parts of the game, aka parts that have specific movement or specific paths that vary completely from the rest of the game, aka specific zones like the elementary school, the alien spaceship, the Underpants Gnomes, etc., etc. To start with, we're going to be doing the first sort of dungeon of the game, which is South Park Elementary. As you enter, the first thing you're going to deal with is just this Ginger. For all the runs, there's usually a way to kill him in one or two attacks, where you just run straight to the door and then you fight him. With Mage, it only takes a single attack from Dragon's Breath to kill him at this point in the game. So it's very easy fight, which you then move into the hallway, which contains a bit more to do. So first, we have to wait for the tutorial thing to pop up, cancel it, and then fart on the fire to get through. Then we move through again. We skip this enemy. We could kill him with the light, but there's no point to. The XP isn't worth it. Here, we activate the animation of that cutscene and go back and loot the locker. Here, we're leveling up our Dragon's Breath and then getting dirty fighting. This is specific to the Mage route, and we're getting Kenny out so that we can use his buddy command to get past this barrier. This next part sort of varies between the different runs, where we're going to come up here. This bulletin board could kill two of these Gingers. I almost always wait till he moves to hit it to kill him, and then fart on the last one to fight. As a mage, you don't even have to wait for that guy to move, because you will also kill this other Ginger with dirty fighting and a Dragon's Breath. So either way, it works about at the same time. The difference with the other runs is you would loot one of the Gingers who has a dodgeball, which is used for the rest of the game. As we move to this part, the first thing we do is we shoot the cigarettes to activate the fireworks, so we can explode these two Gingers, and then we shoot the bucks to take out the last, skipping all fights in this room. As you saw, I looted the closest Ginger to the door, who had a glass shard patch, which is used during the spaceship level to then... It increases damage of melee weapons. We used Butter's buddy command to revive that kid so that we could get the silver key to get into the counselor's room. We shoot the gold key. The animation makes it... you can't pick it up at first, so you have to... I run back and then come back to the door, which is the fastest way for me. We unlock the door to the cafeteria, which activates the boss fight with the Ginger Hall monitor. Well, the boss Ginger Hall monitor. And depending on the fight, this will always be different. For Mage, it's a Dragon's Breath into Butter's Lightning attack, into a Speed Potion double power attack, and then a Butter's normal attack, which we'll see as this plays out. The Ginger Hall security guard in the back will always do that attack. He will always channel when he's at that low of health. And the hardest thing about this part for Mage is not accidentally using Dragon's Breath on this guy, which I have done almost every time. It's actually Dragon's Breath into power attack, I'm sorry. So that adds... That's going to add a turn to this, which kind of sucks, but it happens sometimes. Ooh, why is this lagging? Oh, okay, it was from a run that I guess my internet was being dumb, but see, we finished the fight. We open that up and we're through. All done with the elementary school. So, the next I forgot about this in the beginning, but the next most important dungeon is going to be the Bard's house, aka Jimmy's house, which is like the bar that they use in this. So we skip 30 seconds forward. We learn one of the most important farts in the game, which is the cup attack, which allows you to hit far away enemies. We never use it in combat, but it's almost the only fart we use in just running around the game. So, oh, that's important actually. So After that, we go and we talk to him because we need the this Club of Smiting. So the Club of Smiting, along with the Duelist Patch, which we get earlier in the game, and the Glass Shard, make it so that we one-shot all of the elves at the Giggling Donkey, which is Jimmy's house. We also level up our Dragon's Breath before we go. So with that combination of patches, we just one-shot enemies with our club with a power attack. It also makes it so when we fight Jimmy at the end of this area, it makes it easier, it makes it quicker. Yeah, we just run through here. This is very normal. This fight's very simple. It's the same for every single character. Use Speed Potion, Power Attack, Weak Attack one of the downed enemies with Butters, and then you Power Attack the last one. Because it's just... Butters doesn't do enough damage to kill one, so there's no point in trying to kill one with him. I'm just going to let this play out for now, because if I skip 30, I think it'll skip into the other part. It'll skip into more stuff I'm trying to explain. See, I mess it up here, but you just go for weak attack either way. It doesn't matter if you block during the run for the most part, except for in certain fights, I will say. I won't say across the entire run blocking is bad, but in the early part of it, enemies just don't do enough damage for it to matter. And as you saw, our power attack did more than his max health there, so we can just always power attack these guys. So in this part, what we want to do is we instantly want to cup that, because that allows us to shoot open the window for Craig, who we need to bring in. We cup that. We can cup this lantern to get more experience by killing those two enemies. We have to use Butter's ability to revive Craig. And if you shoot that guy, you get a bow, but it's not really worth it for Mage. Well, it didn't waste any time, but it's a if you want to do it sort of thing. So at this part, I'm actually going to pause it as soon as we get in here. So when you enter the kitchen, we obviously see this light which can be shot. If you stand a little bit behind the golden arm on the fridge. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of fridge for a second. But if you stand, I'd say right behind it, and you shoot that light and fall and move immediately after you fire, it will pull this enemy in. Oh, my cursor's off. Shit. Oh well. It'll pull. So the enemy next to the green helmet enemy will be pulled into it and die as well off that, leaving only one elf to power attack. I don't believe I get it here, but it doesn't. See, oh wait, no, I do. So a little bit back from the arm on the fridge, and you can just power attack this enemy, and the fight's over. It's the fastest way to do it. Then we use Butter's command on Cartman. I keep accidentally looting. Actually, I had a bug there, because you're not supposed to be able to loot during that, but I was able to for whatever reason. So we cup the candle, gets us past that point. We need to shoot this lantern to then cup it so that it explodes the door. And we want to stun this enemy just so like we have someone to hit to activate this battle, so we don't have them going before us. The boss will always go before us. This guy's a mini boss. Cleansing Fire is the worst RNG. If he channels, that's the best. The thing is, we just use our Mr. Slave summon either way, which instantly kills this guy. It's before it got patched, you could just skip the Giggling Donkey and you didn't have to worry about getting Mr. Slave, but you do earlier in the game. But now, since we do come through here, we need that, and that's the fastest way to get past that fight. This is the most intricate part of the movement, I think, in this part. We go in here to save Kenny from getting raped. So we shoot that, starts that animation. We can't do anything else while that's happening, so we can shoot that, which gives us the zip line. Move up here, shoot the ladder, move up. You have to face away from this block to hit it, and then zip line down. So we release Kenny, skip the cutscene, get out of the room, skip this cutscene. But so there's usually a cutscene with this kid in the ceiling. Well, what we just did there was by entering that room and coming back out, we were able to skip the cutscene so that we could instantly use the buddy command. It saves, I think, like 5 seconds, but it's significant enough that you want to do it every time and get it into your rhythm of running this game. So then we have the ability to just have Kenny use his buddy ability so that we can get through this part. And obviously, so we're coming up on the Jimmy boss fight, which means there's going to be a little bit of prep involved between here and the fight. This is going to be different for every class. I've explained Mage a little bit during this, but I'm going to stick with just saying it's going to be different for every class. With Mage, you don't really have to do much. It's just leveling up Dragon's Breath if you haven't yet. So when we come up here, we immediately cup that. We could run past this enemy. We don't have to worry about him. Shoot the top right corner of that chest. Well, bottom right corner of the chest. Which knocks down the floor and we can jump down into the room. The cutscene, you have to wait until after Jimmy's done talking to skip this cutscene. Which puts us into the fight. Which, that's it for... There's no more movement things involved with this. This fight is completely different with every single character. With every single class, I mean. So we're going to skip. So we're brought into the alien ship. So we're going into this. Skip the cutscene. You're immediately met with the probe mashing minigame. They're trying to probe you. You don't want to be probed, so you clench your asshole, basically. The white one is the easiest. I spam my hardest on all of these. See, I get it there pretty quick. The black one's a little more difficult, as the game shows you. The way I prep for this, and then as soon as that guy starts running away, you can skip that cutscene, then skip again. Q to change the alien probe, hit that probe to teleport out of that force field that you're stuck in. But a quick thing I want to mention is how I prep for this minigame is I lightly tap before it just to get my finger in the rhythm, but as soon as the minigame starts, I smash as hard as as fast as I can. And depending on your keyboard, I can lift off just a little and it resets. So I can do it really fast on mine, which is nice. I'm going to explain this a little more again. So after skipping the cutscenes, you hit Q once to get alien probe to teleport to that to teleport out. Then you immediately want to come out of the room. There's a cutscene as soon as you come out of the room, which you skip, obviously. You do not need to equip items here. I just do it. I just equip the armor, which you equip later on this run of Mage anyways. I just wanted to get it on. So what we do here is we shoot the lightning, the broken shaft, it looks like. Broken 2, I guess is a better term. We make sure we have cup of spells so we can cup and hit that. We teleport, we jump, wait. This enemy, something specific about this enemy, I will replay this. So you kill this guy with an explosion. It can't kill this one. He cannot enter battle until he meets his resting position back here. And maybe give it a quarter second after that. I believe with every so this is going to lag just a little bit. Every class with this, I did a power attack, but my VOD is a little messed up. I just power attacked the enemy. It instantly killed him. I believe every class can do that. And he just dies. So after that, we're waiting around for a few seconds. Randy explains to us to get back. So we're in the Lambda containment right now. To get through, we need to use this elevator, which the probe in our asshole will get us through by resonating with it, which we can then take this and skip the cutscene as you're going down. It's a little bit faster. This is one of the fast, I think, helps. I think a lot of people can lose time on this at first, because I did, but I think it's fun because it's really It's as fast as you can really click the buttons. So the first thing you do is you probe to this, to the little machine. I'm going to capture cursor. Okay. So we probe to this, which pulls us. We get here, we activate that to move it because we'll need that later. We probe up here, we probe here, we probe down, and then we cup a spell. So this activating can't be helped. I think doing it fast enough, you could run past this, but like in any situation, you have to wait one cycle. So it doesn't. It gives you a little leeway, honestly, because you can obviously cup whenever this is active too, but you just want to get up here as fast as you can. You wait for it. You immediately run. Activate this terminal. I almost always accidentally loot that guy first. Just run as close to the wall as you can to do it. Then comes our first mini game of clicking. So it's right down, red, green, and then it's red, green, green. And that's it for that one. And that one's very simple. And then, well, the next one's so with this movement, there, down there, teleport as far as you can right, and they won't be aggroed. You don't want to mess with those guys. You don't have to. This one, super complex. It's like it wants you to fail. It's not trying. You don't even want to try this one. There's multiple button inputs which are impossible on keyboard anyways. So you just mash down your mouse on green the entire time because it ends in a 2-button sequence of green. So this one's a little annoying because it's like, well, this is kind of stupid. You just want us to watch Randy get probed. That's all you want. And after that, you activate the bridge. So you now do this movement back in reverse, back to the center at least. You run past this guy, get that there. This one, so usually you can't do this probe from this far, but for whatever reason it just works. So you want to hit that teleport as far left as you can. And then once you get here, you need to switch to your bow and arrow. Or whatever range weapon you have equipped. It's going to be the default bow if you're speedrunning. You shoot the monitor to fall on the first guy. You shoot the set. You can just rapid fire that, like bang, bang. Because then there's a exposed electric tube, which you shoot, which kills the next one. And for this, you need to shoot the alien captain and then cup a spell him, because we have, at least for the mage run, and I believe for the warrior run, you want him to be second because you'll do more damage. Then you hit him and you start the fight. For mage, you literally just use fire twice, or fire and power attack. I believe both work. Which makes this fight, I think, is easy for every character because you get the free attacks. So he's dead. You activate this terminal, and then depending on the class, this will be different. For mage, you grab the alien gloves off this guy because you need them for the boss fight of this level. For the other classes, I don't believe you need those. I know you don't need it for thief. I don't think you need it for fighter. Then you enter back into here to get Randy unhooked. Then it's another mini game of clicking. So I had to cut a few seconds because of opening my Discord and messing everything up because I was muting it because I thought I heard somebody. So we're going to continue this. So you enter here to help Randy. As you enter, he says something to you, skip it, and you get another fourth thing mini game. So it's the first sequence is up, so yellow, blue, yellow, yellow. The next one is yellow, blue, yellow, yellow, green. This is all. So my only warning of this is you can do this almost as fast as you like, but I have tried to do it so fast that it's dropped in. So you have to kind of mess around with it when you first try the run. So this, as I said, the sequence was yellow, blue, yellow, yellow, green as the second one. The third one is yellow, blue, yellow, yellow, green, red, which is the last sequence. So what you need to do after that skip the cutscene, you need to loot this box in the back and pick up the white crystal that comes out of the machine that was probing Randy. And then you need to get this one. The alien probe weapon is used in every single run of this. It's just the best item you get at this point in the game. So you'll always equip alien probe, and you'll always equip it with the last shard. For Mage specifically, you need alien hat and alien gloves. I was being dumb there and equipped that defense matrix. You don't need that. Then you come here, you put in the crystal, and then immediately use alien probe to activate the elevator and go up. Which then brings you to the boss fight, which is the end of the movement stuff for this run. Well, not for the run, for the single part. This fight also varies pretty heavily between all the characters. So we'll skip that. So, let's see the... I know there's some little parts that have movement. Okay, I'm going to do this, actually. So, the next part that I'd say takes some movement is when you're coming up on the Taco Bell, which is actually it's the alien spaceship that crashed due to the new kid defeating the aliens. Skip the scene. So, these two guards are by far the thing that has killed my run the most. And they piss me off to a ridiculous extent. The way that they interact with we just learned the sneaky squeaker before, which is the ability to throw a fart to distract enemies. We also use it against certain enemies because it's just a very powerful attack in combat, but we don't use it too much. So as we come up on these two, you can sneaky squeaker here before it changes to this perspective. It doesn't matter. But you have to make sure they're a decent distance away from their starting positions, because even if you get them both facing away, the way that their interaction with seeing you is very strange. So the safest bet is to, as you see here, I have them both looking away, and they're not impeding my path yet. They still are considered seeing me. So you want them as far away as you can. You want to be safe with that, because just one mess up, I think, loses 10 seconds. Like, 5 to 10 seconds. So this next part is a little more difficult. Well, no. I think this part's a lot more consistent because it's not based on weird stuff with vision. So as you enter here, we have a guard here. You need to instantly sprint to about this position. As you do so, you get here, you need to you want to have alien probe out before this. And you want to probe to that right away, probe there, and then you can instantly go in the duct to get into where this meeting is that you have to listen in on, basically. The cutscenes are broke because of a skip we do earlier in the run, which is called the Timmy Skip. Timmy is the main form of movement in the game, well, fast travel in the game. For whatever reason, after the alien spaceship, when you fast travel next, it will play a Timmy cutscene unless you hold spacebar immediately after choosing a fast travel location. If you succeed in doing that, it will break your cutscenes for the rest of the game, basically. Sometimes they get fixed, sometimes they don't. So you come into this zombie fight, it's different for everyone. Dragon's Breath and a stand attack is how mages do it. But characters like Warrior and Thief, I believe, use a speed potion here and can kill the zombie by themselves. But it's kind of a waste of time for Mage, mostly because Dragon's Breath is a sort of long animation. So the first thing you do is you enter... Get back just a little. So after defeating the zombie, you want to immediately run back to the conference room and grab the sound recorder. You come out here. Depending on the run, you pick up different things or you pick up nothing. For Mage, we come over here. We need the SWAT helmet. and we need the pentagram patch. I believe for Thief, you only take the pentagram patch. And then you run past all these enemies, and that's it for that. So that was a bit smaller of an area, but I thought it was good to explain it. So the next one, so after doing that, taking that to Randy and then talking to the emo kids again, we come back to Kyle. And so after talking to the emo kids and gaining their trust, you get to choose the side. Kyle is always the fastest side. Because I believe there's a cutscene if you side with Cartman. I don't know why I said Cartman, but Cartman. So let's just do that. Okay, back 10 seconds, back 10 seconds. So we talk to Kyle. He makes us a member of the Drow Elves. So we then go into the attack the school segment of the game. Attack the school is where whichever faction you choose is the one attacking the school. But we always choose Kyle, so I'll just say Kyle. So Kyle attacks the school while Cartman is defending the Stick of Truth there. So while entering this segment of the game, skip the cutscene. So we gained we're Commander Douchebag now because of Kyle. That unequips a whole bunch of items, which we will re-equip later for each class. And we have Jimmy with us at this point in the game, which is what we need. We hit Q once to get Buddy Command. Unless you've, for some reason, used a Q ability for something else. So you tell him to open the handicap. And we go in the faculty only. We run through here. Go behind. It's usually the best way. Fighter and Thief, they do not do this. They just go straight. But for Mage, we need that key and the items there. Then we come out into here. So what we do here is, depending on how you stand, this wall here will block your ranged projectile. So we try to get sort of next to this wall as best we can to then take a shot at the water pipe, which takes water pressure off the hose, obviously puts it all around them. Then we can shoot the electric light to take out these two enemies and making this one cower. That skips all those fights. Then we get here. Well, I just did this for the hell of it. It gets you XP, so it's alright. Then what you want to do is, so there's two options here. If for some reason you want to get XP for whatever reason, basically, if you're trying something new with the run and you want to try and get more XP, this is a spot where you can do it. You use Sneaky Squeaker and you get all these enemies next to this wall. On the second explosion, it'll kill them all. But the fastest way I do it is I just blow up both these torches and you can run past them. Or if you stand a little bit back by the entrance to this wall, entrance into the room from this wall, you can throw a fart that blows up both of these. Each way, I think it takes about the same amount of time. So you blow this up, run past, take the door. So we run through here, we shoot this valve to bring water down, which will kill this fan, which is impeding our ability to fart, and then we throw that and we break that, which makes this guy cower, and it kills this guy, so it's obviously the best way to do this. And then we enter the basement. This is usually the segment of this area where we will equip items because we're at our first real fight. So for the mage, we usually equip the SWAT armor and headgear, keep our mage armor. Wow, I really mess up this. So we equip the weightlifting patch, we re-equip the mage's robe because we're dumb. And then we equip the pentagram patch. Then we get the perk Mauler, which gives us extra physical attack damage. Then we replace the glass shard with a chef skewer and the alien probe. The other classes do something similar, but this is the specific one for mage. And then we want to take a mana potion. This is the first part in the game where we use the Sneaky Squeaker ability in combat. So we come down here, we hold space to skip, So what we want to do is he summons in his lackeys. So he is not weak to Dragon's Breath. He's not weak to fire for whatever reason. I think it's just because he's considered a higher tier enemy. So what we want to do is, and he has higher defense even though these guys have shields. So Sneaky Squeaker kills these two right away, but won't kill him. So what you want to do is Speed Potion. This is actually very similar with every character. At this fight specifically, we'll always hit him with some sort of attack or ability before we do the Squeaker attack. So Dragon's Breath in this case, which gives us ability up. And then we Sneaky Squeaker and it kills all the enemies here. The way Sneaky Squeaker works is you activate, so you want to hold click until you see the gas forming, then you let go and click again. And it just it'll kill them all. At this point, so we do not want Jimmy in the party, we want Stan. He's just the better companion for this part. So we come up here, we shoot this valve, which deactivates the water coming down this pipe. Then we smack the pipe, and so people usually think that this is not, like, if you go straight through, I don't think you can pass this. It'll just kill you. But if you go around this pole, you'll take damage, but you can just walk past without having to deal with turning off the electric. I get caught in the wall, but it doesn't really matter because you regen health. You could run past all of these ginger enemies and come up to the hallway, which brings you into the front entrance. You want to have, before you enter the front entrance, you want Sneaky Squeaker equipped, and you want the alien probe equipped. Because you will instantly alien probe when you enter. Get up here. Go as far right as you can. Take this down by hitting space. As soon as you come down, run to this wall, Sneaky Squeaker right past the wall, and pull in the enemies. And then switch to Cup of Spell. And so what that does is, as you're Sneaky Squeakering, it pulls them in, but also Butters is shooting flaming dog shit at you, which you need to hit that wall so it'll catch fire so you can explode it, killing all those enemies having no combat. So then he's gonna run away and he's gonna lock the door. And here I need Stan over Jimmy, at least for the mage route. So we have Kyle who comes in. He's gonna say stuff, gives us the ability to activate that. We run forward. As it hits, we throw a Cup of Spell to activate that. Now we have to wait for a lackey to come unlock the door. So we just spam spacebar, obviously. As we come through, we fight Butters. This is for Mage. What we do is we're going to Speed Potion into double Flame Breath, Dragon's Breath. For Rogue, Fighter, for Thief, what you do is you take a Speed Potion, you throw your like ninja stars, and then you power attack him and he dies instantly. And then we attack with Stand for this to end this fight. Then Fighter is you bull rush into power attack, I believe. But for the most part, you end that with either just douchebag attacking or douchebag attacking and one Stand normal attack. We then want to run through this little area, and there's no combat to be had since they're all fighting each other. You can run between these guys and it's slightly faster, but it doesn't really matter, and you can get caught on them, so I don't do it. But yeah, you just run past all these enemies, run forward, enter the 4th grade classroom. So when you come in here, a cutscene will play and you skip it. So obviously we're siding with, thing is, at this point, you side with Kyle when you enter, but you want to hit Kyle here because his fight is easier. It's the fastest way to do it. So we hit Kyle, we betray Kyle, then we come into this fight. So what we do here is we use a Speed Potion, and then we just double Dragon's Breath. It puts him at low enough health where he does his end of the fight move, which is a Leaf Blower, which we use a fart to backfire at him, basically. Which we do by spamming S. Like I said before these sort of mashing parts, I always tap S to get ready. It's going to show up here, but until it starts looking like it's being clicked, you don't need to click. Like, it won't matter. But that one is actually, the faster you spam, the faster you get through it. There's a little bit of load time here. Cutscene will play, you'll skip it. Which then we're like, oh shit, Clyde's an asshole. He has the stick of truth. So after that, we head back home. That's when we arrive at this will be the Underpants Gnomes portion of the game. So they're gonna wake us up in our sleep, and what we do is for Mage. So as the other characters, all classes have some sort of multi-hit ability to kill these guys. Thing is, mages have this attack, which is RNG. It'll always hit 3, but it can hit 4. It's just random. For thief, all you do is use your throwing star attack, and it kills them all. And for fighter, you have a jumping slam attack, which just kills them because they're tiny. To use this, I believe I get the. Oh wait, no, I messed up. I think I messed up there, so it only killed 2, or I did not level it up. I'm not exactly sure. But the most important thing is before you go to bed on this night, because you're instantly put into this fight, you want to eat a mana potion so that you either have close to full, like almost completely full mana, or full mana. Skip a cutscene, they make you small. Underpants Gnomes die instantly to a sneaky squeaker attack every time. This will happen twice during this segment of the run. See, it just kills them. It bypasses their 2 armor. And then equip. You can wait to equip. I guess I do that here. Or I think I do it as soon as I enter. Yep. Equip the items you need for this segment before the fights. Eat a mana potion. That's the most important thing, I'd say. You run through, skip the cutscene. Keep running, keep running. So we come here, we go up this. We need to shoot this right here. Ordering this down. This part is super hard, and I honestly think there might be some RNG to it. So run up here. You're gonna shoot this. Oh, I take the safe. So I did the safe route here, which is usually you would just run up. I shouldn't have even done that. So you just run up, shoot this, which brings us down, come down, fart on it, run past the other 2 enemies, and hope they don't hit you. I think it's completely random if they try to attack you or not, but you want to. Then when you come down, get as close to this rat as possible before you use your fart. Because then you're going to run through. I take the safe, because like I'm on, like, I think this is my world record run. So I'm like, I really want to play this safe because I've already saved a minute, which would beat the current world record as the time of this being recorded, basically. So it's like, I'm trying to save as much time as I can. I'm going to be safe, because if one of these rats hits me, it wastes so much time. So part on that, walk through, shoot this guy so that there's nothing. The other way you can do that is you walk in and you just cup a spell the 2 rats. You don't even have to do this. Knock this down to kill this one. So really quick, I'm going to pull up a different video of me doing this successfully. So this is how you would do it if do it perfectly, basically. If you shoot this and you get the shoot. Okay, I messed that up, but come down. Hard on that. Oh, okay, so I did safe strat there too. Whoops. But that's basically the fastest way to do it if you're doing it the safe way, is how I would explain it. So we'll get back to the. Oh, I'm dumb. So we get back to here. Run through, shoot the guy. Run up here, and then so that's the end of the movement portion of this. And I would show the fights, but it shows nudity, and I don't know how that would work on YouTube if I were to export this and upload it, so I'm just going to skip that part. So you fight a group of 4 gnomes, and then you fight the chief gnome. The fights are always different, so I'm just going to skip this for now. So the next sort of movement-based part would be this part with the abortion clinic. So you enter, you run up, talk to her, and you run through the patients only door. Come through here. Run straight back to the first operating room, where you'll meet the doctor, who's going to perform the abortion with the tube. So this is another mashing portion. So tap, 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 tap. This one's harder. And I was like, I don't remember what time I did this, but I was kind of burnt out. And you want to run back here, grab the clothing, leave, equip the clothing before you get to this other door because it requires you to be in surgeon's clothes for it to recognize you. So you enter here, you check these, look through. Then you want to use gnome dust, which we got from the last dungeon area, which was the Underpants Gnomes, which brings us down into the shaft under the ground. So we enter here. We need to get close enough to shoot this pipe without aggroing the Nazi rats. I think I have to move forward a little bit. Yeah, so about halfway through this puddle is where you want to be to shoot this. It'll rattle. Oh wait, no, a little past half. I'm dumb. So you wait. They'll shoot it. You run past. So this part tripped me up the most out of anything. So you want to break the glass first. Then you'll shoot this pipe to rattle so that the guy will come over and shoot it. The thing is, after that, you wait about a second. So when he's about... do this. So when his feet are about at where this victory thing is, right here. So we're going to shoot that. We ought to hit the fetus because it'll aggro him, pull him into the gunfire. For every single class, I believe, every single class, you need to grab this bag because the Master Razor weapon is if you don't grab it, your run is over. You can't come back here for it. There's no reason to. You might as well just start your run over. That weapon is it's the de facto weapon for the end of the game that you use. Except if you do the way of buying the Fairy Princess Blade from the girls, but I rarely do that. I mess it up here. I hit that. I need to up a spell that. You enter here, and you need to talk to Randy about doing an abortion. Because the soldiers come in and they're like, you're not a real doctor. So this part, by far, I think a lot of people think this is super annoying. Because, you mess this up, you lose a lot of time. I've learned that you can either do this perfectly, and it's not very hard, unless on this part of it, the game drops your inputs for no reason, which is a big issue with the Stick of Truth. It will randomly drop inputs. So, see, I do it to the right on accident. Because even though it's over his balls, which is where you're supposed to shoot that, I was clicking it multiple times, it wasn't going, it moved over to the right, and it took my input then, and then it did the shot. So, it'll wiggle over it, click it, it does it. It's really annoying, but it happens. So this part, you just click and then mash A and D. It's pretty easy. And then this part is just, so you hold left mouse until you accidentally suck up one of Randy's balls. When you do that, you instantly let go of left, tap right, After tapping right, you then hold down right, and then you do the same back. So when you're holding right and it gets a ball, then you let go of right, tap left, hold left. So as we see here, it's gonna grab the ball right and then right. So you see you can do this part really fast if you're on your toes about it. You come back left. This is only like you get 2 cycles of left, so it's left, right, left, and then it's over. You have this segment, one more part in the game, which I'll also be showing. After that, you get stuck in the door, you go out the door, you skip this cutscene, you get butters. So you'll run over here, you'll shrink down, you'll climb up that, break the glass, climb up again, you'll shoot this to make it fall, and then you'll climb up there. I shoot the rats because this is another part where you can hold shift to run here. Sometimes it just won't let you run because it drops the shift input, or there's a little thing to get caught on up here. It's kind of, you have to play around with it. The first 3 runs I did, I never had to do this, but I was being safe, so I did it here. I just run past that one because I was like, screw it, I'm wasting time at this point. This is just a straight shot. You just run through. I might equip items here, but I don't know. You don't have to. You just have to do it before you fight the Nazi fetuses, which are these. Of course, you don't fight these ones. So we have this gun impeding our way. So what we need to do is we need to use alien probe up to here. As soon as you see your character like materialize, you can move, hit space to activate the valve to shut off the water. Then you can immediately use alien probe, wait for it to go away, teleport here, switch to shoot this down to break that, which causes it to catch fire. Alien probe back down, and then you cup a spell this, which I throw it. This is where I inventory usually. You want Kyle. I think you want Kyle for basically any version of this. For this, I'm just equip all that stuff. For Mage, there's a few more things. This is my first time really going through this run again, like watching my world record of it, and I see a lot of things I could fix, but back out of the movement. That's actually at the end of the movement. So you run into these Nazi zombie fetuses. And then that's the end of it. So let's go to the next part, which is, I'd have to say it's probably Canada. Yep. So Canada's a bit weird. It's basically the same. So I'm going to explain. So Canada is acting as like a top-down game, like an old 8-bit game. It's kind of, I think it's really funny. So the first thing we do is we enter Ottawa, and we run straight back to the castle, basically, which is where the Prince and Princess of Canada live. Run around this, we go talk to them. We're a hero from the south. So thing is, you have to come around the right side to leave here. This guy's going to ask you for pictures. Whatever you say, your companion will say you chose wrong. Then you run back through and exit. When you exit towns in Canada, it's not like a door. You just immediately are pushed out of the area. So as soon as you exit, just hold up and you'll start running that way. These enemies do not move as fast as you. So as long as you do not get caught on corners, they won't hit you. So you just need to sprint full speed, cut the corner, get to Winnipeg. That's the next location you need to go to. Specifically for Mage, you need to buy an item from the store. It is only for the Mage route. So then we run back up, talk to this guy behind the table. He's gonna for his basically help, we need to kill some bears to get some bear pelts. So I'm gonna run around here. As you can see from the photo portion, I'm still naked, so I need to equip all my items again. It'll only take a second. Except I'm an idiot, it seems. There we go. So run through here, hit this bear. Depending on the class, it's different. For Mage, as long as you target the center one, you just instantly kill the bear. All the bears. They're weak to fire. They're just dead. We'll run back to this guy, and we will give him the bear pelts. I had a really good run die once because I just forgot to return the bear pelts to him. Because I'm an idiot. But we'll keep going. See, as soon as you come out, you can move. You gotta keep moving so that that wolf does not kill you. I mean, hit you, but it, I guess, kill the run. Keep going. Enter back, and you talk to the prince again. Then he's gonna say that you need to go kill the minister. No, the bishop of Banff. He's like, I want him out of my way. Go kill him. So like, okay, we'll do that because Canada isn't real, right? So we're gonna run to Banff. So we need to get past. Yeah, that corner is kind of hard, but as you practice, it'll get easier. You run up here, so you can either just run up and hit him, or you can sneaky squeaker him from far away, or try and cup a spell and fail like I did. You need to hit him with either the sneaky squeaker or the cup a spell, because of grossed out, you'll do enough damage to kill him in one rotation. So you speed potion, and then you will double fire, which with ability up and having fire and gross out on him, it'll do more. And then I believe, yeah, just a normal attack from Butter should kill. Yep. Usually you can, I don't know what I did wrong here, but usually he'll die to just 2 Dragon's Breaths, but that's specific to a class. So you take the Bishop's Balls, which is actually like pig testicles, so that you get a friend request from him. And then we run out. It just pushes you out, so you just keep running, Get to Ottawa. We return him the Bishop's Balls so that he'll let us he'll let us release the prisoner that we need to. Honestly, I'm saying some of this stuff, but I need to play through this game again because I don't remember the exact story. Trying to explain the general plot going on is confusing me right now. You exit, you immediately move all the way to Vancouver. So first thing you do is you run straight, and then you'll take a right here to talk to this guy, the Duke of Vancouver. You'll run back down. I try to keep right a little bit because this guy can get in the way right here. But then you become a boat and go across here. Run down. So this part with Terrence and Philip, so they're like, the whole part of this game is about farting. Like, it's the magic. Terrence and Philip are the king of farting. Like, they're the masters of it, which we'll see here in a second. But, so you have to show them your prowess in magic / farting to get them to teach you anything. So you do it in the order of the farts that you got. So it'll be Dragon's Breath, Cup of Spell, Sneaky Squeaker. So here, you just Dragon's Breath. You can't cancel this talking, but use it on them. But then the second bit of talking, you can cancel by talking to them, so that you can then Cup a Spell, and then you do it again. And so there's this weird thing that can happen with this, where it pulls Terrence for whatever reason, but if it does that, just do it again, and then they'll teach you because that's high form of magic to them. So this is where you learn Nagasaki, the same for every character. We need this specifically for this run of the game. Like, we need this to release somebody from a cave who's trapped behind a wall. Oh, I should not skip that far. So we're running out, we run back up and run to the right. Run right. Keep running or the enemies will hit you. Don't get caught on anything. Come to this cave. So, depending on what you want to classify it, there's glitchless and not glitchless. Well, I mean, there's glitchless and glitched. This, I don't know if it's going to be considered a glitch or what. So that's why this is just any percent. So you enter here, and you immediately use Nagasaki to break this wall here. Because by doing that, when you run up and this guy starts talking, you have Dragon Shout out. He starts talking, you cancel it with Dragon Shout. He'll disappear, and you'll immediately clear what you were supposed to do there. There's usually, you have to fight those enemies that are right here. Usually you have to fight them, and then you talk to him, and you have to skip all the stuff about it. It takes a bit more time. By doing this, it just clears this part for whatever reason. You just get friend requests, and you can leave Canada. So the next part, which we'll talk about, is Clydes Fortress. This is, honestly, it's a weird thing to say, but the little movement things of this game is what makes it like super fun for me. So we come up here, we talk to Wendy to cancel what she's saying. So, because we need superhero patch for I think every run of this game. We cancel what she's saying that we can use Butter's buddy command. And then as soon as she's healed, we can Nagasaki. We get this superhero patch. We run up here. You think you would go straight, but in actuality, we come over here. We use Alien Probe to go to this, and then it lets us teleport back here behind the wall. We use Gnome Dust, which allows us to come into here. This skips a whole lot of stuff. I didn't know about this before I did runs. So we come up here. We shoot him just so he doesn't hit us. Usually you can just run past him. But I've gotten unlucky. I just shoot him. Then we run up this tube. So we keep going up the tube, keep going up the tube. Deactivate our size first, Gnome Dust. Get Cup of Spell. They'll run at you, Cup of Spell them to stun them, run past them, run up this. I'll climb up this. So this part is, well, it's pretty straightforward actually. So we run up here, we equip our shoot that down, releases all the zombie cats, and it kills one. And after this guy raises that cow, he'll hop down. So we start using Sneaky Squeaker to move them as close to this as we can. Because it's the fastest way to do this is to kill off this group of enemies before the fight. So we use Cup of Spell, kills all of them, break that, we fight this one guy. Every class one-shots this guy. So you do whatever attack you need to do, he dies because they're weak to fire. As we come out of this, the first thing we do is we break the leg, then we Nagasaki, then we run up here, because if you don't run up here right away, there's like a little timer before they'll let down this rope ladder. So you want to get to this point right here as fast as you can. Then you run up. Skip the cutscene. So here, I just do it to get the friend request from Ike here. So Bart that, so it blows up that. Nagasaki, so it breaks that. Kills that guy, so he's on issue. Open that. I loot this just to get the mana potion. So you come over here and use Gnome Dust. This bypasses like having to do this over here, which is super nice. Then you run through. As you enter this, I don't know why it's unskippable, but this little cutscene here is just completely unskippable. You wait for Craig to say, I'm a level 14 thief, blah, blah, blah. So the first thing you want to do is, yep, equip the Master Razor. That's usually what will happen for every single class. You'll equip Master Razor here. Do all the patches you need, all that stuff. Because Craig is a difficult fight. Well, it's a fight that if you mess it up, it costs a lot of time. Like, a lot of time. So first thing you do is you unsmall yourself, shoot this lantern, which can be a pain sometimes, and then you cup a spell. So there's a weird new bug since they patched uh the old like exploits of the game. You see how we kill two of the cows before this fight? Oh yeah, you also want Kyle because it's basically if you fuck up, Kyle does so much damage he can save you. So we'll skip a little bit so that Craig fights. Skip that cutscene. So we killed two of the cows, yet there's still two here for some reason. So speed potion, yada yada. You always want for every single class, you need to kill Craig in 2 turns. I mean, in one turn. Like either new kid plus Kyle or just new kid. Because if you don't, he summons like 5 copies of himself, and that's like you might as well restart that fight, like reload, because it'll take less time. It's just like it completely fucks you over. So you wait here, let the ladder down. You'll come up, you'll run up the stairs, and then we're at one of the more disturbing portions of the game, I would have to say, where you literally enter Slave's ass. So you enter Slave's ass. First thing you want to do is you want to equip Stan, because you need his buddy ability. Talk to the frog. Break whatever white substance that is. Run past. Break the next one. Break the condom. Run past the goop. Climb up. Then use Stan's buddy command to get past this. For some reason, Sparky is just small in Slave's ass, which is pretty nice for us. We get past that point. We run through. So I, for some reason, just wait to kill this enemy with this thing to reveal the alien probe. You don't have to do that. I just did that during this run for whatever reason. So then you break the goop. You climb up Mr. Hat, which will give you a friend request. And then you keep running. You want to Nagasaki this, which will open up the path for you. Keep running. The phone will activate and you'll get a friend request from Big Gay Al. So this part, little movement bit, is a little annoying. You want to try to get as far back, like touching the flashlight right here, so that you can just run straight up. Run down it. I don't know how to explain how I do this. I don't adjust my like how far back I am until I'm literally right about here, and then I hold down and keep going left. Push the flashlight battery in, run back up, hit the button, scares the bat out. You can't skip this part of it because it's like auto saving or just doesn't want you to. You can skip it this part, but usually you see stuff, but my cutscenes are broken. So for Mage specifically, we want this because Ghost Pepper adds a whole lot of fire damage. Like, in the original run of this game, I did not see Ghost Pepper used, and I have no idea why. It's 25% extra fire damage, and that's the only kind of damage we do. Sparrow fight is by far one of the most annoying fights, I think, because it's so where these guys spawn, RNG. The best RNG for Mage, basically any of the classes, is for them to both be next to him. It's the best by far. So you want to, this will vary. So we're just gonna skip this. You see this fight took like over a minute. So it can, I think I did it poorly, but you break the bones. Come over here, you Nagasaki, which gives you a basically a shit staircase up to the vibrator. Come over here, break the goop, teleport to there, activate the button, skip, immediately probe after you skip the cutscene to there. Even though the camera hasn't moved back to you yet, you can immediately use this to get back up here, and you always want to go as far in the direction that you're moving with that, because it's just faster. You'll run. So you get to this. I always fart on these guys with like every class because it just to have ailments on enemies is good, especially if it doesn't waste too much time. If you fight these guys, then you'll just run through into here. There's no real movement stuff here, but I'll still explain it. So you need Jimmy to use his buddy ability here. You'll walk over here and you'll disarm the snook or nuke or whatever they call it. And the way you do that is by giving it an abortion, which is a very interesting way of doing of disarming a bomb. So it's the same as before, except for instead of Randy's testicles, it's a chip. I think it's like it's the same negative. If you mess this up, it's the same negative as fucking up Randy's part. Like you'll lose about the same amount of time, I believe. So that pushes you, that takes you out of Slave's ass, and then the end of the game sequence where you fight Chef and you fight Kenny. So that's really it for this video. I just wanted to more explain the specifics of moving around the levels because that's this is a more general video, and I think I might do the specifics of Mage soon and try and do that a little bit more detailed and a little less. I'll like do a bit more editing with that. With this, even though it's rough, I think I think just going through this, pausing the video and talking about it is better than what I would have done if I would have tried to cut up video and stuff for this. But yeah, that's the South Park Stick of Truth any percent run when you're talking about movement and stuff for all the characters. So if you enjoyed this video, please like my YouTube, subscribe, whatever, like this video, all that stuff. Thanks. Goodbye.